Hollywood, 1959. The summer air was heavy with heat and whispers. George Reeves, the man who once wore the cape of Superman, sat alone in his Benedict Canyon home, swirling bourbon in a heavy glass. His life had flown high, then crashed fast, from movie stardom to typecast ruin. Friends called him charming, others said broken. That night, he told his fiancée he was tired of playing a hero. The clock ticked past midnight, and the party upstairs roared on like a bad dream. When the gunshot echoed, no one screamed at first. They said it sounded like a car backfiring outside. Upstairs, laughter faded into silence. Minutes later, his fiancée, Leonore Lemmon, stumbled down the stairs, her voice slurred. "He's gone. He finally did it." They found Reeves on the bed, a revolver at his feet. His death was ruled a suicide, but no one in Hollywood believed that story for long. George had enemies and lovers in dangerous places. For years, he'd been involved with Toni Mannix, the wife of Eddie Mannix, an MGM fixer with deep mob ties. When George left Toni for Leonore, she took it like a death sentence. Some say Eddie made sure it became one. Others believe Leonore's jealousy exploded that night in a drunken rage. Too many theories, too few answers. The police arrived late and sloppy. They handled the gun without gloves. Guests had already cleaned the scene, poured drinks, and smoked cigarettes in the room. Evidence blurred like fog over Sunset Boulevard. The autopsy showed bruises on Reeves' body and gunpowder residue that didn't match his hand. Still, the verdict stayed: suicide by self-inflicted gunshot. Hollywood swallowed the story fast, desperate to protect its golden image. Newspapers printed, "Superman takes his own life," and kids across America cried in disbelief. George had been their hero, bulletproof, strong, unbreakable. Now he was another ghost in a city built on broken dreams. But in the back rooms of studios and smoky bars, whispers told a different tale. One bartender recalled seeing Toni Mannix days earlier, weeping and muttering, "He'll never leave me again." Another claimed Eddie's men were in the area the night Reeves died. And then there was the strange phone call to Reeves' mother, before the death was public, saying her son was in trouble. The police never traced it. Hollywood didn't want answers. It wanted silence. Years later, new witnesses came forward. A neighbor said she heard not one, but 2 gunshots. Another saw shadows moving outside the window right before the scream. The inconsistencies piled up, but the LAPD refused to reopen the case. In Hollywood, truth was just another screenplay, rewritten by whoever paid best. Toni Mannix lived out her days haunted, donating to churches and whispering George's name in confession. Leonore drank herself into oblivion, dying alone in a New York apartment. And Eddie? He walked away untouched, like a man who could rewrite reality itself. Everyone in that triangle met a slow, private end, except the questions. Decades passed, but the myth of the Superman curse only grew stronger. Other actors who played the Man of Steel would meet tragic fates: accidents, suicides, mysterious deaths. Fans said the role was cursed, but maybe it wasn't the curse of a cape. Maybe it was just the darkness that always lurked behind Hollywood's golden light. In the end, George Reeves became what every noir story needs: a fallen hero trapped between truth and illusion. His smile still flickers on old black and white screens. His ghost still walks through the Hollywood hills when the night is quiet. Maybe he pulled the trigger, maybe someone else did. In a city of masks and mirrors, no one ever really dies clean.